Stop scrolling right now because what Taehyung and Jungkook did on the balcony of the National Palace in Mexico City literally made the entire world lose control. Thousands of ARMY screamed hysterically. People were crying in the streets, and cameras captured one tiny moment between Taehyung and Jungkook that is now going viral all over the internet. At first, nobody believed they would actually appear, but when the balcony doors finally opened, and the two BTS members stepped out in front of thousands of fans, Mexico City instantly transformed into a purple ocean that ARMY will never forget. And trust me, what happened a few minutes later became even more emotional. Welcome back to Taehyung fans, the place where we talk about the most emotional, most viral, and most unforgettable moments from the world of BTS and Taehyung. Imagine thousands of people filling the streets beneath the bright skies of Mexico City. The sound of ARMY screaming echoing through every corner of the city. Cameras from media outlets aimed directly at the grand balcony of the National Palace. And then, just when everyone was beginning to lose hope, two figures finally appeared, Taehyung and Jungkook. And within seconds, the atmosphere turned into one of the most emotional moments ARMY has witnessed this year. That day already felt different from the very beginning. Since morning, thousands of BTS fans had gathered around the historic district of Mexico City. Many arrived carrying light sticks, purple banners, and signs, while others waited for hours under the sun just for the chance to catch a glimpse of the BTS members from afar. Nobody truly knew whether Taehyung and Jungkook would appear on the balcony of the National Palace. Rumors had been spreading since earlier that afternoon, but there was still no official confirmation. Yet as evening approached, the crowd only continued to grow larger. And then, when the curtains on the upper floor slowly opened, everyone immediately started screaming, because the silhouettes of two people could be seen slowly walking toward the main balcony. That's them. That's Taehyung. Jungkook is there too. The sound of crying began spreading through the crowd. Some fans instantly covered their mouths in disbelief, unable to process what was happening in front of them. Then the balcony doors opened completely, and there stood Taehyung with his signature warm smile, while Jungkook stood beside him, waving to the thousands of ARMY waiting below. Mexico City absolutely exploded that day. The screams from fans were so loud that people around the plaza said they got chills. Purple light sticks glowed like an ocean of stars in the middle of the historic city. The entire moment felt like something straight out of a romantic movie scene that shouldn't even be possible in real life. Taehyung wore an elegant black outfit, while the evening wind softly moved his hair. Jungkook looked casual, yet still carried that undeniable superstar aura that's impossible to explain. But what immediately sent the internet into chaos wasn't just their appearance. It was the way they looked at each other. Yes, fan cameras captured a few seconds that instantly made social media explode. While Jungkook was waving toward ARMY, Taehyung quietly turned toward him with a soft smile. A few moments later, Jungkook looked back at him and laughed quietly. A short moment, but enough to make millions of fans completely lose their minds. In less than an hour, the clip spread across every social media platform. Many fans said their chemistry felt different that day. Some ARMY even admitted they cried because they finally got to see Taehyung and Jungkook looking genuinely happy together in public. But the most emotional part came when Taehyung began speaking to the fans. With his soft voice, he thanked ARMY in Mexico for waiting for them with so much love. The crowd instantly turned into a sea of tears. Even though Taehyung's voice was difficult to hear clearly because of the screaming fans, everyone could still feel the sincerity in his expression. Then Jungkook took the microphone and tried speaking simple Spanish, immediately causing the entire plaza to erupt. Te amo Mexico. And the crowd completely lost control. Some fans even sat down crying because they never expected Jungkook to say that directly from the historic balcony. The moment felt incredibly personal. So warm, so human. But there was one tiny detail that truly made the internet unable to stop talking about that day. While Taehyung was speaking, Jungkook quietly stared at him for several full seconds. He wasn't looking at the crowd. He wasn't looking at the cameras. He was only looking at Taehyung. And Jungkook's facial expression instantly became one of the biggest topics on social media. Some people said he looked incredibly proud. Others said he looked emotional. And of course, ARMY immediately started creating thousands of theories. Close-up videos of the two spread everywhere. Fan edits appeared within minutes. Several hashtags even started trending worldwide before the event had officially ended. Everyone felt like they were witnessing something special, something that couldn't really be explained with words alone. The afternoon slowly turned into sunset, but Taehyung and Jungkook still didn't return inside the palace. Instead, they seemed even more relaxed, enjoying the moment with ARMY. Taehyung pointed toward fan banners several times while laughing softly. Jungkook was also seen recording the crowd on his phone, almost like he wanted to save that moment forever. And every single time one of them did something small, thousands of fans screamed across the entire city. One of the most viral moments happened when the evening wind suddenly messed up Taehyung's hair. Jungkook instantly turned toward him laughing and tried to point something out to him. A simple interaction. But for ARMY, it immediately became legendary. What made everything even more emotional was the reaction from local residents of Mexico City. Many people who didn't even follow BTS stopped near the plaza after becoming curious about the incredible energy filling the city that day. Some local media outlets even described the atmosphere as the biggest festival of love in the middle of the city. And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. There was no anger, no chaos, just thousands of people gathering together because of their love for music and for two idols who had been part of their lives for years. Taehyung and Jungkook looked genuinely touched seeing all of it. Several times, they placed their hands over their hearts while bowing respectfully toward the fans. And every time they did that, the screams from ARMY only became louder. But the most emotional peak happened right before they went back inside the palace. Because Jungkook suddenly walked toward the edge of the balcony and lifted Taehyung's hand into the air. And all of Mexico City exploded. The screams sounded like a stadium concert. Taehyung looked completely surprised while laughing shyly, while Jungkook kept waving with a huge smile on his face. The moment only lasted a few seconds, but the internet instantly called it one of their most iconic interactions of the year. The clip gained millions of views within hours. After that, Taehyung slowly looked at the crowd one more time. He let out a small breath, almost as if he was trying to enjoy every final second of that day. Jungkook stood beside him. Then both of them bowed together toward ARMY. And right when they began walking back into the National Palace, thousands of fans suddenly started singing a BTS song together. The atmosphere instantly became overwhelmingly emotional. Many people were crying. Many hugged the friends standing beside them. Some fans didn't even stop recording because they were afraid a moment like this might never happen again. Taehyung and Jungkook briefly stopped near the balcony doors when they heard the singing. They turned around once more and smiled. A smile that completely shattered the internet that day. Not long after the videos spread online, social media was instantly flooded with reactions from all over the world. ARMY from Korea, America, Brazil, Indonesia, Japan, and Europe said they felt like they were there in Mexico City witnessing everything live. Many people said this wasn't just a normal greeting. It felt like a historic moment, because the energy between BTS and ARMY felt so real, so close, and so emotional. And of course, Taehyung and Jungkook's balcony moment at the National Palace immediately became one of the most viral BTS videos of the year. Now, one major question is taking over the internet. Was this only the beginning? Because after the emotional moment in Mexico City, many fans believe Taehyung and Jungkook are entering a new era, one that feels more open, warmer, and closer to ARMY than ever before. And if that's true, then the world might not be ready for what happens next. Because one single moment on the balcony of the National Palace was already enough to shake the entire internet. Leave your positive comments down below. The best comment will be pinned as a sign of support and appreciation for them. Thank you to everyone who continues supporting this channel. May all your kindness come back to you in beautiful ways.